Good afternoon, dear participants of the workshop. Today's report will be given by a research engineer from the Innovation Economics Laboratory, Alexey Alexandrovich Kochnev. He will report about geographical directions of the region foreign economic relations development. The agenda includes the reports of two reviewers and an expert. Now I give the floor to Alexey Alexandrovich.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic of my report is directions of the region's foreign economic relations development. And to begin with, the current economic state of Russian Federation is under the sanctions pressure. Sanctions pressure is considered by many scholars as a crisis state. To get out of this state, the country more than ever before needs a powerful growth drivers that can not only accelerate the growth of the country's economy, but also bring it to a new level. To such drivers, scientists usually include consumer demand, investment, and foreign economic activity. Foreign economic activity occupies a special place among the drivers. Its active development stimulates the production of goods and services, accelerates the pace of economic development, and GDP growth ensures the inflow of foreign capital into the country and strengthens the position of the national currency. Foreign economic activity in Russia is regulated at the federal level. However, in the management of foreign economic activity, it is important to create conditions for exports and imports at the regional level, taking into account regional specifics. This will make it possible to develop the system of export and import support in a region in order to ensure the development of foreign economic activity in the whole country. Among the macro regions of Russian Federation, the Central Federal District, our district, and the Northwestern Federal District, Northwestern is our district, are the most active in foreign economic activity. You can see it at the table. The importance of the Northwestern Federal District's foreign economic development is emphasized in the strategy of the district's socio-economic development. The main function of the district is to ensure Russia's foreign economic relations with the European Union and a number of other regions of the world. Among the Northwestern Federal District regions, the Vologda Oblast is particularly active in foreign economic activity. The developed metallurgical, chemical and timber industries of the region allowed to establish strong foreign economic relations with many countries. However, further development of the Vologda Oblast foreign economic activity in the same directions was stopped by economic sanctions imposed in February 2022. Restrictions in the sphere of export and import activities were imposed by such countries as Finland, Poland, Germany, the USA. Judging by the statistical data of the Northwest Customs Administration, these countries were the key partners of Vologda Oblast over the past 10 years. So, the problem of the study is that the further development of foreign economic activity of Vologda Oblast is hindered by numerous restrictions. It is impossible to develop foreign economic relations with the same countries with which Vologda Oblast enterprises cooperated earlier. In this regard, it is necessary to assess the directions of development of foreign economic activity of the Vologda Oblast, taking into account the current conditions. You can see the purpose and the objectives of the study on the slide. In this study, the region's foreign economic activity is understood as economic and socio-economic activity of the region, which is based on the principles of international division of labor and includes the movement of goods, services, technologies, information flows, financial resources, managerial experience at the inter-country level. The development of the development of economic activity of the region is influenced by many factors. You can see them, the classification of the factors on the table. In modern economic science, they are divided into 5 macro groups according to their level. The first and the second macro groups include factors whose impact is the most difficult to regulate through regional management. For example, changing the state of the economy of the country to which the region can supply goods is impossible. However, these factors significantly affect the development of foreign economic activity of the region. In this regard, it is necessary to take them into account when planning the region's foreign economic activity. The factors of the third, fourth, and fifth macro groups can be influenced at the regional level. The regions create tools for managing these factors. Due to the current geopolitical situation, many countries have changed their policy towards the Russian Federation. It is extremely important to assess the situation to determine what countries can become partners of Volga Oblast in future. Therefore, this study pays special attention to the factors contributing to the development of foreign economic activity of the regions with individual partner countries. Within the group of partner country factors, several subgroups are distinguished. They are location, partner country economy, regulation, and culture. Factors related to the location of the partner country include the distance between partners, economic and geographical location, and border location. These factors affect the value of transportation and transaction costs in export and import operations. The factors of the partner country's economy include the size and specialization of the economy, the level of business activity, trade and investment activity, foreign economic activity, and the country's inter-industry balance. These factors also include the already existing sustainable ties with the region under consideration. Regulatory factors usually include the tariff policy of the partner country, and cultural factors include the cultural distance between countries. The author of this report has developed his own methodology for assessing the geographical directions of development of foreign economic activity of the region. It is a rating list in which potential partner countries are arranged in descending order of the prospects of interaction with them. It is based on the analysis of countries according to the indicators reflecting the presence in them of the necessary factors of foreign economic development. After assessment for each individual indicator, the scores are summarized into a final score, which is assigned to each partner country. The development of partner countries' economy was assessed by the factors of the level of economic and foreign economic activity and the existing ties with the region under consideration. GDP per capita, one of the most common macroeconomic indicators among the studies, was taken to assess the factor of economic activity. The degree of foreign economic activity was analyzed using the ratio of net export to the country's GDP for the same period. The sustainability of the existing ties of a partner country with the region under consideration was assessed using two ratios. The average of absolute export or import ratios divided by the sum of ratios for all countries over the last 10 years. Two factors were used to assess the location of the partner country: distance and borders. Regulatory factors were considered in the light of the new geopolitical environment. Assessing cultural factors is a very difficult task. According to the scholars, one of the markers of cultural difference between the different countries is the proximity of their languages. So we used the system of the family of languages to assess the proximity of the languages, like the proximity of the cultures. Points for each indicator are awarded according to the following principle. The absolute value of the indicator of a country is divided by the variation range and multiplied by 100. You can see it on the slide. After scoring each individual indicator, they are summed up to form a final score. The final scores of all countries allowed to form a rating list, the position in which indicates the prospects for the development of foreign economic activity with these countries. The Volga Oblast was chosen as a region for which the promising directions of foreign economic activity development are considered. A total of 137 countries that carried out foreign economic operations with the Volga Oblast during the last 10 years were analyzed, and here are the results of the study. According to the indicator GDP per capita, the highest number of points was scored by the countries with a small population. The fourth place with a significant gap from the first two places is occupied by the largest oil exporter, United Arab Emirates. Developed European countries such as Ireland, Norway and Switzerland follow approximately the same number of points. It should be noted here that among the first 25 countries, 14 are located in Western Europe. In terms of geography location, 9 out of 10 leading countries are located on the same continent in Eurasia. The next indicator under consideration is the degree of foreign economic activity of the country. Hong Kong, one of the world's largest exporters, scored the highest. The second place is occupied by Seychelles, which can be explained by by effects of scale. Starting with the third place, there is a large gap in scores with the first place. As in the case of the GDP indicator, a significant part of the countries are located in Western Europe. Thus, the countries represented in this list are characterized by the greatest foreign economic activity, which will contribute to the growth of foreign economic activity of Volga Oblast when interacting with them. Assessing the sustainability of the existing foreign economic relations of the Volga Oblast for the last 10 years, the following trends are noted. Considering the volume of exports with partner countries, it should be noted that no country has scored more than 63 points by this indicator, which indicates the variability of geographical directions of the Volga Oblast export. In terms of import, the most stable relations are observed with such countries as the Republic of Belarus and Germany. The other countries lag behind them with a gap of more than 40 points. And the sum of the scores of all the indicators is showed on the slide. So the approbation of the develop assessment methodology showed that according to the results for 2021, the most promising countries for the development of foreign economic relations of the Volga Oblast were Belarus, Germany, Hong Kong, Seychelles, Poland, and the others. You can see them on the picture. Due to the lack of statistical information, the geographical directions were estimated as of for the 2021. However, in order to determine the prospective geographical directions of development of foreign economic activity of the Volga Oblast in 2022 and 2023, it is necessary to make more changes in the assessment methodology. Currently, the development of the region's foreign economic relations with many countries is complicated by economic sanctions. Therefore, the countries recognized unfriendly were excluded from the final list. The absence of unfriendly countries in the final rating does not mean that the Volga Oblast should exclude any cooperation with them, but it shows that they are less promising for the development of foreign economic activity than others presented in the final list. So, due to the changed geopolitical situation in the world, it is important to assess the prospects of the region's interactions with one or another partner country. Foreign economic activity of the region is an economic and socio-economic activity of the region in at the inter-country level. The development of foreign economic activity of the region in the directions of a particular country is influenced by the factors of location, economy, regulation, and culture of partner country. The developed assessment methodology, which is a rating system, makes it possible to identify the countries cooperation with which will lead to the successful development of foreign economic relations of the region with a higher probability compared to other countries, which contributes to the development of applied economic science. Application of this methodology revealed the following promising countries: Belarus, Hong Kong, Seychelles, Turkey, Qatar, and the others. The presence of factors of foreign economic activity development there is a sign of the potential for cooperation of the Volga Oblast with these countries. Thank you for your attention. That's all. I will be glad to listen and answer to your question.
Thank you for your report. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay.
Thank you for the report. I have two questions for you. The question number one: which regions of the country are characterized by similar features of foreign economic interaction as the Volga region?
Thank you for your question. Do you mean the countries that are alike to Volga Oblast in terms of foreign economical activity? Oh, okay. It's an interesting question because I haven't I haven't studied the alike features of the countries and the Volga Oblast as a region, but I can, as far as I know, such countries as if you speak about the import and export scale, I can say that such countries as Uzbekistan, I think, Kazakhstan, and other countries are have same import and export scale as Volga Oblast, but it's some kind of a strange question because we talk about regions and countries. They are on the not on the one level of the development.
Thank you for your answer. The question number two. Open slide number 6. Please. Where did you get this formula from?
Thank you. It is the author's development, so I created it by myself according to the research of modern economy scientists such as Bull and Bull.
Thank you.
So, any questions?
So thank you for your report. My question is pretty simple. Do you think that the cooperation with the shortlisted countries is mutually beneficial for Russia and them?
Thank you for the question. It's mutually beneficial for Volga Oblast at first, not for Russia, but probably and probably Russia is also the cooperation with this country will affect on Russia. Okay. So this study was aimed to distinguish the directions for the Volga Oblast, and I can't say that these directions will be beneficial for Russia, but I think so. And this is only the first stage of the study, and the next stage will include the indication of the... Короче, дальше посчитаем. Thank you for your question.
So, may I ask you a question, please? So, thank you for your report. I have a question. So, how do you think the development of the relationship between United Arab Emirates can provide benefits for the development of Volga region?
Thank you. To begin this, I would like to tell you about the specification of Volga region's economy. It is metallurgical industry, chemical industry, and timber industry. So, if I'm not mistaken, United Arab Emirates are in a list of great timber importers because there are no resources in this country. So we have a great demand for the timber products, and Volga Oblast can probably provide timber products to United Arab Emirates.
Thank you.
Thank you for your report. And I have one question. What scientific school did you rely in your research?
I relied to the scientific school of Bull. I don't remember his first name, but his surname is Bull. B-U-L-L.
Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Can you show slide number 5? Can you explain what difference between macro groups and groups, just groups?
Thank you for your question. I've already heard this question. I've already was asked this question. Okay. There is no conceptual difference between groups and macro groups. It's like groups are something more wide, and macro groups are something more wide, and groups are more narrow. Так, я сейчас всю грамматику переврал, конечно. Wider and narrow and more narrow.
I have one more question. Please show the slide with a schematic diagram of the evolution. Yes.
This one.
We don't see a part demonstrating data, demonstrating disposition part and cultural part.
No, there is a culture and disposition. Do you...
Data.
Okay. Cultural part was assessed by the proximity of language. So all the languages are divided into families, and these families shows us the proximity of these languages, and languages are the indicators of the culture. So we judge about the culture by the language.
I mean, maybe you have some tables in your slides.
Yeah, okay. I don't have them here, but I can show you after the workshop.
So, and now I give the floor to the first reviewer, Nikolai Olegovich Yakushev.
Хорошо. Спасибо большое за доклад.
Уважаемые коллеги, определились, кто будет переводить Николая Олеговича Якушева?
Да, я буду.
Ага, хорошо, спасибо большое, извините.
Спасибо большое за доклад. Хочется отметить, что исследование актуально.
It should be pointed that the report is relevant.
Что подтверждается фактологической информацией и анализом научной литературы.
That can be proved by the literature and the tables given.
Исследователь показан и применен авторский подход.
The researcher showed his author's approach.
Это говорит о качественном уровне исследования.
That proves the quality of the work done.
Ну, вместе с этим есть ряд моментов, которые хотелось бы уточнить.
There is a number of questions should be discussed.
И первый вопрос.
So the first question is,
скажите, пожалуйста, есть ли схожие исследования в других академических институтах в Российской Федерации?
could you please tell us if there are any such of resources of any other institutions throughout the Russia region?
Прошу ответить сразу.
You can give the answer in time.
Обратно на русский можете не переводить.
Okay, thank you for the question. Я скажу по-русски, потому что я не знаю, как наши отраслевые балансы будут по-английски, во-первых. There are a number of studies about this theme. Most of the scientists use the method межотраслевых балансов to determine the directions of the foreign economic development, and some of them also use теорию графов. I can't give you the name of the scientists, but there are some studies.
Спасибо за ответ.
Thank you for the answer.
И небольшой комментарий здесь дам. Все-таки я просил рассказать не про подходы, я просил рассказать про академические школы, условно говоря, которые есть в Российской Федерации. Ну, условно, например, это Уральская, там, Сибирская. Вот я про этот контекст спросил, просто потом это лучше уточнить.
So I ask you not about the approach of the research, but about the schools like Euroschool, something like that. So we can discuss it later.
Второй вопрос.
The second question is,
Уточните, пожалуйста, почему именно такие критерии были выбраны в вашей методике?
could you please point out why were these exact criteria were chosen in your research?
Thank you for the question. According to the modern studies, there are a lot of factors that influence the region's foreign economic activity. Some scientists distinguish them into macro groups, so you can see the macro groups here, and among the macro groups there is partner country factor, and among these factors there are the factors which I used in my assessment methodology, such as disposition, economy and culture. Is it clear now?
Спасибо за ответ. Следующий вопрос.
The next question.
Мне бы хотелось узнать вашу точку зрения.
I would like to know your point of view.
Стоит ли в Вологодской области надеяться на ближайшие 5-10 лет возобновления отношений с Европейским Союзом?
Should our Vologda Oblast hope on continuing international relations?
Thank you for the question. As far as I know, there are some changes in cultural aspects of relationship with European countries, but for now it's very hard to say about the economical relationship. I think that there must be some changes in the economic, but I can't judge the how deep will be these changes. So I think that in some aspects the relationship will become more mild, and maybe some restrictions will be cancelled, and this will lead to the improvement of the relationship between Vologda Oblast and the European countries.
Спасибо за ответ. Следующий вопрос у меня связан. Все-таки уточните определяющий момент.
So the next question is, could you please point out the key moment?
Внешнеэкономические связи — это соизмеримо с внешнеэкономической деятельностью или есть различия? Ну, это равно или не равно, как бы получается?
Do public relations equal public? Could you please repeat your statement?
Нет, внешнеэкономические связи равно внешнеэкономическая деятельность или есть различия вот в таком ключе? Ну, то есть это одинаковая позиция или все-таки есть различия?
Does public relations equal the public economic activity?
Thank you for the question. I think no. Relations is more about the it's more about such a steady entity, about the ties between a region and countries, and it's more about it's like something untouchable. And what about the activity? You can always judge about the amount of import and export and some other indicators. So foreign relations, foreign economic relations, it's something about the ties between countries, and foreign economic activity, it's a type of activity.
Спасибо за ответ. Следующий вопрос у меня связан с санкциями.
So the next question is related to sanctions.
Может быть, вы исследовали данный вопрос?
Did you do some research on this issue?
На какие именно экспортные группы повлияли санкции в Вологодской области?
What expert groups were influenced by these sanctions?
I haven't studied it in details, but I can say that they affected black metal industry.
Спасибо за ответ. И последний вопрос.
The last question is,
С вашей точки зрения, вот развитие в рамках нового формата БРИКС повлияет на внешнеэкономические связи в Вологодской области?
from your point of view, will the development within the BRICS
БРИКС, да,
influence the development of our region?
Thank you for the question. I think yes, it will, because even now there are some, as far as I know, even now there are some connections between the countries of the BRICS and Vologda Oblast. I can't say anything more accurate, but I can say that it will affect the foreign economic activity of Vologda Oblast.
Спасибо за ответ. Желаю дальнейших успехов в исследовании.
Thank you.
And now the second reviewer, please, Lebedeva Marina Anatolievna.
So, I would like to thank Alexey Alexandrovich for the work done and then an interesting report. As a reviewer, I can note that the topic of the work is certainly relevant. Among the positive aspects, I can note the structuring of the work, the use of methodological tools, in this case, an integral indicator. However, during the review of the report, I have several questions. The first question, why was the integral indicator method chosen? Why is it better than others?
Thank you. I would like to note that it is not the usual integral indicator method. It's some kind of changed one, and it was used because of its simpleness. Есть такое слово, наверное, нет. Simplicity. Okay. It was used because of its simplicity, and it is there are no possibility to influence on this method, but by yourself, by changing some indicators or choosing the indicators. So it is rather honest method to judge about the possible directions for the region, for the region's foreign economic development. Yes.
Thank you. Second question. From the information provided in the report, it is not entirely clear how the indicator for the distance between countries were evaluated, how this indicator was assigned exact number of points, and what kind of distance do you mean in this scheme, physical or economic distance?
Thank you. About the distance, it's very difficult to find the economic distance between Vologda region and, for example, USA, because the economic distance is determined by a large amount of different products, and so it is very difficult to find the economic distance. So we decided to use the physical distance as some kind of average indicator And also we used the fact of the country borders between Russia and other countries considered. Еще часть вопроса была, да?
Yes, economic or physical indicators, distance, but I understand physical. The third question. Indicators do not have their weight specified, without which it is not clear whether they are equivalent or them is the most important than the others. Weights of indicator.
Thank you. Some indicators were added by an expert opinion, I can call it like that, but most of the others were considered as equal, such as, for example, the position between the other countries in the list of the number of the net export to GDP ratio as indicator of the foreign economic activity of the country, and for example the amount of export and import with work the oblast for the other countries. So the weights are here, they were included in the study and in the assessment methodology, but they were more like an expert opinion here.
And the last question, how the final score was integrated from composite indicators?
Once again, sorry?
How the final score was integrated from composite indicators, from distance, culture, economic indicators.
So the final score is a sum of other scores that country could get for the for other indicators. For example, here we can see Belarus 19 points, here 43, and so on. So finally Belarus gets 2057. It's just a sum.
No, I mean you to sum the or multiply them. Sum.
Yes.
So in general, I can say that you done a lot big work, and thank you for your report, and good luck in further researches.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marina Anatolievna and Alexey Alexandrovich. I give the floor to an expert, Konstantin Nikolaevich, please.
Hello, nice to see you. Very nice to be here. First of all, this scientific seminar meets all format criteria. The speaker effectively meet the deadline. He successfully analyzed the current data, in particular cross-country comparisons. The reviewers did their job well. They noted the positive sides of the reports, pointed out to the author and shortcomings, which will be the basis for the development of the study. I wish the speaker success on this difficult and very interesting path. Thank you so much.
Now it's time for discussion. Does anyone have any questions or suggestions?
I would like to ask a question. Yeah. So I have a selfish question as the head of our research and educational center. As far as I understand, you have covered this topic in your magister work, right? And are you going to continue your studies and have some further developments, I mean postgraduate studies?
It's a very interesting question because it depends on the amount of the vacancies, I would like to say. About the
places.
yes,
Vacant
about
places in our postgraduate school.
yes. But
We don't have such information still, but we will inform you.
in general, yes, I'd like to continue this theme, but there are some things that will influence my decision.
Okay, thank you so much. In any case, I wish you success with your further personal and professional development.
Thank you, dear participants of the workshop.